Welcome to This is the Louie and Olin Show, presented by CC Electric. It is Tuesday. Why did I point that out? Because Tuesday is 1 o'clock, means I'm joined inside the Charles Schwab studio by Olin Buchanan, TexAgs, TexAgs.com, TexAgs Live. I mean, if it's TexAgs, Olin will put on the shirt and be there.
Yeah, I will. You know, whatever it takes to get the job done.
So, Olin, getting the job done. Effectively, you're at the time of the year where you're getting your final rest up done, because in less than 2 weeks, you're going to be out in Tampa. It's going to be SEC Media Days, hard-hitting journalism, learning about every team, preparing, for the upcoming season. It's all about to happen. We're around the corner right now.
Yeah. After the NFL draft, for the most part, the toughest part of my job is looking busy. Is, trying to find articles to write that haven't already been written and things like that, because there's just not a lot going on. Now, in the old days, you could call up and get hey, I want to do a feature on this guy or this guy or this guy, but it's not that way anymore.
Right. So, not at all, actually.
So you did a lot of features in the off season. But once it gets to SEC Media Days, that's when it all starts. Because about 2 weeks after SEC Media Days, I don't know the exact date, they're going to start what I call August camp.
Yeah, players report, August camp, some say fall camp. And the way it kind of works is the players will report like on a Tuesday. The first practice is kind of like Thursday. So the whole thing starts like 9 days after. Yeah. I'm with you, brother.
And then, it stays busy. And then once we get to the actual season, there are no days off.
We have the bye weeks. And during the bye weeks, it's funny. If it's a 2 bye week, one of them will get for real. The other one, you just kind of catch up.
I think they only have 1 bye week this week. I might have to go back and look, yeah. But, so no days off. Now, on Sunday, you don't have to work a lot. I got to do. I don't know if you ever see this. I do on Sundays after a game. I do a thing we call learn, loved, and loathed. Learn, loved, and loathed. 3 things in each category from that game that I take. And
who do you do it for?
For TexAgs. It's fun because in 2020, when I was going to be the only one traveling, because the SEC had the rule because of the pandemic and all, that only one person per outlet. So Lucci called me and told me to meet him for lunch, and we sat around and tried to think of more things we could do to, for content
during 2020
during the season, and we came up with that, and lo and behold, it's been turned out to be one of the more popular things to do after the game. I mean, after the game, people relive it, and it's a quick, easy read. So,
like, love, loathe,
learned, loved, and loathed. What are 3 things you learned about that game? What are 3 things you loved? And what are 3 things you loathed?
I love this stuff. I'm sorry, that's how tears. I love that. Okay.
So, but I have to do that on a Sunday. And it doesn't take a long time, and it may only be a couple of hours, whatever, but it's still, you work. So there's no days off during the football season, except for the open week.
By the way, I took a look real quick. It is one.
It is one, yeah. I think it's the Halloween week.
It is the week of the 31st.
Of
October 31st.
That would be the Halloween
in between
week.
Alabama and South Carolina.
That'll be a good time to have a break.
They're both on the road, but because you have a bye week in between, they're not both on the road.
Now, in the past, the wife and I often have gone down to South Padre Island for that open week. Got a sister-in-law, has a condo, and we freeload. But last year, we went to Lake Charles and went into the sports book and spent the whole day betting on at least on one of them, betting on the college football games and having good stuff to eat and drink. And it was just a great atmosphere. Had a great time, met Aggies and a whole bunch of different. It was so much fun.
one year, A&M had a bye week, and it was the big rivalry, but not the end of the year rivalry weekend like Texas OU.
Yeah.
But there was also like 4 others. It was a huge weekend of those level of games. So I went with a friend of mine to Vegas, and it's one of the most fun weekends I had, because normally traveling in season is non-existent. I mean, it's Aggie football, and yeah, even during a bye week, the idea of traveling, it's more like catch up, rest up, get ready for the rest of the season. It's almost a regroup week versus an actual bye week for what we do. No, he said, let's go to Vegas, and I looked at the slate of games, and we lived in the sports book, felt like a day and a half. I mean, and also got in some quality blackjack and poker time.
Yeah.
But that day, that Saturday, with the quality of games, because even the games underneath, Texas OU and the rest of the games, like this is back in the day, so I think maybe Florida Miami played, like was, and you know, in the sports books, every game is on TV, so just turn your head. Oh,
it's the same way in Lake
one
Charles.
of the greatest days ever.
It's the same way in Lake Charles.
Yeah, the sports books there.
We really had a great time, and my son came down from Baton Rouge, and so I had a 3-team parlay, and I went into the last game 2-0, and of course I took Illinois over Indiana. I only missed it by like 60 points.
Just missed it.
Just missed it.
Just missed it. I'm going to do something real quick. Didn't plan on this, but look at the A&M schedule. I'm going to throw a game at you. You tell me WL. Don't overthink it.
Okay.
Just, and you have the right to change your mind as we get closer in every day of the season. Okay.
Okay.
So don't feel too.
It's just win or loss.
Just again off the top. You ready?
Okay.
Missouri State.
Win.
Okay. Arizona State.
It's a win.
Kentucky.
It's a win.
LSU.
It's a win. It's a win.
There was a question mark at the end of that statement.
It's going to be a difficult game, but I'm going to pick them, especially early.
Here is the thought, and I've had this for a while. I don't know if the winner of LSU and A&M is going to be the better team. It's going to be the first team that comes together.
Yeah.
Both have, LSU whole team is all transfers. A&M is transfers at key places. There's a difference. But, and I remember talking to Dave Bartu, College Football Matrix, and it's about teams that have both A&M, LSU, that have such a high volume key roles. Who's going to come together first in week 4 of the season?
What a matchup.
Because neither's guaranteed. Neither one might come together, and it still won't be the best team that wins.
But what a matchup of coaches with Lane Kiffin calling plays against Mike Elko.
I agree. I don't know if this will be a representation of the better team, no matter who wins. Or if they both come together in time, then we get the best team.
Yeah.
That is such a wild card game.
Oh, I think if
it was week 9, that would be an awesome game.
So, hey, and by the way, A&M will be looking for 3 straight over LSU.
I know, how nice, after losing 20 straight or whatever it was. 7 straight?
Something like that.
So, okay. At this point in the schedule, you have A&M at 4-0, and they will start September. And since they're going to be preseason 8 or 9 and teams are going to lose, A&M's going to be about 5 in the country at the end of September.
If I'm right.
You've never been wrong.
I wish.
Just ask you. Here we go.
Okay.
End of the month of October. Arkansas.
They're going to beat the Pigs.
Missouri.
I don't see how Missouri can be as good as they were last year, so I'll take A&M over Missouri. A&M may not be as good as they were last year.
I've always said with Missouri that, fights are about style as matchups, right? I just don't think Drinkowitz will ever beat Elko in Drinkowitz's career. I don't think his style will ever play against Elko's style, ever.
I don't know.
Styles make matchups.
But
Citadel.
Yeah, that's a win, of course.
Oh, you're going out on that limb.
Everybody knows that.
So, okay. We're
6-0?
mid-October. No, that's 8-0, dude.
I've got them 8-0?
Well, LSU is 4, Arkansas 5, Missouri 6, Citadel 7. I'm bad with math. 7-0. But still, so at this point, they're ranked in the top 4 in the country easily.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're feeling good here, huh? So we will round out October. And it was one of the beautiful things about the A&M schedule is the biggest game of the year is the last game of each month. Because LSU is the last game of September. And the last game of October, Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
I don't know. Again, why would A&M be better than last year? But why would Alabama be better than last year?
I'm with you. I am way with you.
But I'm not going to pick A&M to go undefeated this year, so I got to pick them to lose somewhere, right?
Why are you a hater?
I'm going to pick them 10-2.
Why are you a hater?
Maybe 9-3, but
Why would they not be undefeated?
because nobody goes undefeated in the SEC, especially with a 9 games.
So you doubt Elko's ability to go undefeated?
I doubt any coach's ability. It'll happen. I just don't think it'll happen often. I'll take A&M over Alabama.
8-0. So A&M beats Bama, goes 8-0. We enter the final month with A&M 2 in the country. Okay. We go to the final month, A&M's 2 in the country. Now, one of the most dangerous teams A&M played all of last year, South Carolina. At South Carolina, with Kendall Briles, the greatest offensive coordinator in the history of college football, with one of the greatest quarterbacks, Lenore Sellers, who will be in New York at the end of the year with Arch Manning. How do they win that game? Because their head coach is because the head coach is doubtful.
I think you're going to be able to throw on South Carolina. All the guys they lost. Now they have a heck of a pass rusher in Dylan Stewart.
One of the top 3 in the SEC, easily top 10 in the country.
He's probably a top 10 draft pick.
Yeah,
if not even higher than that. Yeah, and I know Sellers has been good against A&M.
Okay. Here's the key. If the offensive coordinator change does work, Lenore Sellers might have a chance to be unlocked. And then we can actually find out how good he is or is not. Because some of the problems he had was actually his own creation, but he did have a piss poor O-line, and the play calling was not good.
Why is the O-line going to be any better?
I don't know. That's my I'm with you. There are questions.
Javon Ball's here.
But if you can have a play caller who calls for that reality, it will help him. But none of it's guaranteed. I agree.
I would still, like most people would be, I would still be more confident in them beating South Carolina than Alabama.
Emergency phone call there?
I don't know. It says College Station, so I don't know what they want.
Bills. It's always Bills. So South Carolina.
So I'll take a win, even though Shane Beamer's already said they're going to be in the playoff.
So A&M's now 9-0,
yeah.
Number 1 team in the country. So they go to host Tennessee November 14th, and we're 3 games away from an undefeated season. You don't believe Elko can do?
Win against Tennessee.
Come on, 10-0 to start the year.
I don't think Tennessee's going to be that good.
I think Tennessee is this weird team under Heupel, and I'm not a Tennessee expert, but they're like okay, if everything were to break right in a year, they can hit 10 in the college football playoff. But if everything doesn't break right, they're 8. If everything broke right, sure. Look, how hard is it to steal a win or 2?
I think that
But I think they're an 8-win team that can hit 10 and when they have a good year.
I'd have to look at their schedule because right off the top of my head, I don't know that they're an 8-win team. I think that they're a team you got to show up to play. And if you're not ready to play, they'll beat you. But they weren't that good last year. They got a new, inexperienced quarterback and lost a lot of, good players. So I think they're just going to be another version of what they were last year. Could be dead wrong. We'll see. So I said 10-2, so that paints me into saying that they're going to lose to Oklahoma and Texas.
Again, I think they're an 8-4 team, and in years that, you know how it is. Some players break through; they can magically hit 10. Depending on if they got a favorable schedule, they might break 10.
Yeah,
but they're an 8-4 team.
They could be 8-4. They could be 10-2. They could be 11-1. Again, I don't think anybody.
They ain't gonna win 11.
Well, I wouldn't bet on it. What I'm saying is, I have to see what the offensive line. I am confident that the defensive line is still going to be good.
So who's winning the game? A&M or Tennessee?
I already said
A&M's now 10-0,
and I already said I got to because I said 10-2. I have to take.
Hold on, hey, 10-0, number 1 in the country, going to Norman, Oklahoma, November 21st, game 11. And you have A&M losing to John Mateer. I just want to be clear on that.
I guess I do.
Really?
I guess so.
Are you sure?
Because I said 10-2.
This is your new picks. You're to John Mateer, an offense that might score 7 points total. So A&M's going to lose 7-3 to OU.
The last time I was in OU to see A&M play, I think the score was 77-0.
So, like I said, 7. I knew the number 7 would be involved.
Actually, I think they went. I think I went back one more time with A&M, and McGee almost led them to a come from behind win.
Stephen McGee was a fun quarterback. Mm-hmm. I loved him to death until he tried to defend Fran. I know he had to as the team leader.
Actually, I'm going to because I'm saying 10-2, and why wouldn't you say 10-2 in July?
But losing to OU?
So I'm going to have to give them the win over over OU and go back and
Don't
say
do it. Don't.
and say they'll lose to Alabama.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. So, but now they can't be the number one team in the country.
Well, you can be if you get into the playoff. I don't know if you know this, but you want to be number one at the end of the season.
Since I'm an A&M fan, I have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry. You're speaking Japanese right now.
So
German,
and yeah, look,
Hungarian.
I said this last year that you got to take LSU until A&M proves that they can beat LSU in Baton Rouge.
Facts.
And then they did. So
A&M now, hold on. A&M now beats, I'm writing this down because I'm going to quote you on this every day. Beats OU, but going back to make 10-2 work, loses to Alabama.
Yeah.
A&M's not losing to Alabama. So.
Or then it's LSU, or maybe it's at Missouri.
Citadel. So, A&M Texas, last game of the year, and to reach your 10-2 projection, you have Texas continuing their ownership of A&M.
Until A&M proves
in
they're
Kyle
beat them.
Field.
Until A&M proves they can beat them.
I can't deal with this.
But you know what? I could just sit here and bet. And I mean, it's July. I'll take 12-0, 16-0. I mean, it's July. Everybody.
But you're giving me a realistic prediction.
Everybody should be undefeated.
You're giving me your expert prediction.
Oh, if I was an expert, I'd be living in one of those mansions in Vegas.
Well, hold on. Picking wins, losses, and picking versus the line is two different versions of picking.
That's true.
Because if you can pick versus the line, you wouldn't be hanging out inside the Charles Schwab studio, would you?
I don't know. I really like it here in College Station.
Well, you know what's weird? So you were here, the air conditioner in my studio was not working well today. Second you show up, it's blowing cold air again.
And usually I'm blowing hot air.
When we return, more with Olin Buchanan. I do want to remind everyone, text. If you have questions for Olin, because I'm not going to say ask me questions. What a waste of time. Not when Olin's here. Text 979-693-1150. Light up the Texas Mobile and Lube Express inbox. Questions, comments, opinions for OB, 979-693-1150. It's the Louie Bellina Show, presented by CC Electric. They do free estimates. They have military and veteran discounts. It's the Louie Bellina Show, Tuesday on The Zone.
Don't miss a single play, a single game.
I dare ya!
You can hear every Aggie football game.
Bring it!
On the Zone 1150 AM and 93.7 FM.
It is the Louie Bellina Show. It is Tuesday. It is the Louie Bellina Show. Inside the Charles Schwab studio, we hang out with Olin on Tuesdays. In uncertain times, Charles Schwab remains invested in their clients, and that can be you. How? Well, go to schwab.com/College Station. Get answers to your questions, learn more. And we have Mark Sim, who lives here in Bryan College Station, eats, sleep, goes to the games too. Local means you shake a hand, look them in the eye, you get to sit down, have that conversation. No phone trees, no online, no call centers. Personal. And we're talking about your financial now and future. Tell me how else you'd want to do it other than sit down, shake a hand, and look Mark Sim right in the eye as he takes care of you and your family and your future. Schwab.com/College Station. Olin, I believe you did it this morning even, so this is just quick.
Okay.
You can give me your quick, even summary thoughts, but, and yeah, you had him on today even. Connor O'Gara?
David might have had
Coaching
him on.
rankings? Oh, you weren't there?
Yeah, I'm on.
Okay, so you can weigh in. This is the 77th edition of Off-Season Coaching Rankings. You know it's a part of what we do, right? The off-season this, off-season that. And he put Mike Elko in the 5 spot for coaching rankings. And here you go. I don't think you can put Elko in front of Kirby Smart.
Okay.
Can't put him in front of Sark. But I will say, Sark is currently stocked down. This year we'll figure it out. Elko's currently stocked up, but Sark has 2 college football playoff appearances. He has been in 2. 1 SEC title game, 1 the Big 12 championship. In other words, the resume-wise, Sark is in front of Elko for now.
2-0 against Elko.
Head-to-head, thank you. Now, 3 and 4, some version, and this isn't necessarily how Connor O'Gara had him, but Kalen DeBoer and Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin doesn't have rings, actually never coached in the college football playoff himself. Elko has. But Kiffin gets credit for what he did at such a garbage historical school as Ole Miss. I don't think Lane Kiffin has to be in front of Elko.
I would definitely put Elko. I'm not going to get offended, right? If they put Elko 5th. You're saying there's, 16 teams? He's one of the top 5?
Well, he's 4 or 5. It's no worse than 5, but also no higher than 4. In all honesty, right?
Well, see, I would put Lane Kiffin ahead of DeBoer.
Well, that's the thing. See, I agree with you because, statistical historical grades, if you work that way, his grades, Dave Bartu College Football Matrix, his grades at Washington were insane for what he did versus their historical, but also did period year to year. Obviously, his grades at Alabama don't hold up the same. So it kind of would be what you would value the most for where, because if we're doing a ranking heading into this year and you're just judging the now, there's no way DeBoer's in front of Elko. But historical grade, it's DeBoer.
Yeah, you got to give DeBoer a lot of points for what he did at Washington. But it doesn't necessarily translate to the SEC. And we'll see. I mean, 2 years ago he won 9 games, didn't get into the playoff, at Alabama. That's a travesty. Last year they got in and actually won a game, but when they lost, they just got obliterated. That doesn't look like Alabama. He has a lot to.
They play soft under him.
He plays a lot to. He has a lot of what's what I'm looking for? Just a lot of things to work with at Alabama, a lot of resources. But so does Mike Elko here. The difference is at Alabama, you get to draw from your history more than you can with A&M.
Does A&M, from everything I've seen, which none of them know, so how accurate these lists are, A&M is a higher valued roster than Bama?
Yeah, and we'll see how that goes. I saw an Alabama team that could not run the football last year, and I don't know why they're going to be able to run it this year.
And their defense didn't play physical.
Yeah, and now I hear people talking about how great their defense is going to be this year. Okay, well, let me see it. Look, if someone says Elko's number 5 on a list, I'm going to say, okay. He's 5 with the green arrow going up.
He's definitely stocked up. I think there's no doubt. Because, again, this could be the year that Sark and Elko swap places potentially. I'm not going to say yes.
I think
I already think that I can't. DeBoer and Elko are even, and I still just have trouble with Kiffin in front of them. Because I don't know what Kiffin's done. He doesn't have the CFP game. He got Ole Miss in and left. He didn't coach it.
Right.
And it took him how long to get there? And I understand Ole Miss is an uphill climb. But isn't A&M a historical underachiever? And Elko's achieved? Like, where's Elko's credit for that?
Yeah. I think Kiffin's a really good coach. I really do. If I was a fan of Ole Miss and LSU, or Lane Kiffin's teams, the thing I would want Lane Kiffin to do is learn from. You don't have to take as many chances if you're good.
Yes.
And he has cost them games.
Yes.
Because, I'm going to go for it here on 4th and 6.
3rd and 9 from your 18. There's no book that goes no matter what your gut tells you. Sorry.
Yeah, the only time I've seen it work for him is against A&M. Remember when they did the fake punt on 4th and 4 from the 16?
But will it work against Elko? Other unprepared coaches
I'll say that,
whose tendencies on tape were freaking red flags? Maybe.
I'm fine with Elko as my coach. And if someone wants to say he's the 5th best coach in the conference, okay, whatever you say. But do I want to trade him from anybody else? I say, no, I'm fine with him being the coach here. Mike Elko, I would think, not just because they were in the playoff last year and the year before they were one game away from getting to the SEC championship game. Mike Elko, I think, scored a lot of points with Aggies everywhere because of all the things I just said, but also because he turned down Penn State to stay. Mike Elko stayed, and I think he earned a ton of points right there.
I think there's no doubt about it. I think he earns points every time he speaks. He speaks, and It's plain, it's honest, it's real. Every media availability he has, and it doesn't matter if it's the weekly or after. He honors and recognizes the other programs. He is at every A&M sporting event if he's not out recruiting, if they don't have a game. Because I see him at Aggie softball, I see him at Aggie baseball, I see him at Aggie basketball. He opens his press conferences. I want to congratulate track and field. I want to congratulate cross country. I mean, he is a part of the A&M world in our community. You talk about scoring points, right?
Yeah, he is the football coach that has been the most synonymous isn't the right word. And I don't want to say
present.
Brought in.
Can I say present?
Approachable, identifiable, whatever, with Texas A&M since R.C. Slocum.
Good call. Easy call, too. It's not even close, actually. Yeah, you're right.
I think they have a lot of qualities that are similar.
Mike Elko's for the athletic department. He is for Texas A&M.
Yeah.
He's for Bryan College Station. I don't think there's any doubt on any of those levels.
Yeah, I think a lot of other coaches were for their program.
Leave Buzz Williams alone.
I don't even know who Buzz is for.
Buzz is for Buzz.
Buzz. Not the program, just Buzz.
You're not for the A&M program or A&M athletics or Buzz is Buzz. The cult of Buzz.
He's Maryland's problem now.
Who?
Maryland.
What?
The Terps.
So anyway, back to Elko.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to bring everyone down. My apologies.
I think Elko is, we've talked about this before. I understood why A&M reached out to Kalen DeBoer 3 years ago. He had just got his team to play for the national championship. Why wouldn't you?
Because you learned about hiring Bama coaches?
But after it was obvious that DeBoer wasn't an option, to me, and I think almost everybody except a couple of nimrods that got fascinated with Mark Stoops, I think everybody said Elko's this should be the easiest hire ever, the easiest decision ever. And fortunately, it worked out, and it's continuing to work out.
Absolutely, easy. It's all easy calls. Sometimes with A&M, and we talk, the conversation about alignment and stuff, and that's the BMAs, the people way above our scale, people I'll never eat dinner with kind of thing, right? They have to be sold on things because it's winning the press conference or it's not sexy enough. And hiring the Duke coach just doesn't win the day sometimes.
But it was actually the Regents that kind of, after, if you will allow, after there was a mutiny that started on the TexAgs message boards, it was the Regents that called an emergency meeting and said, no, we're not doing. I told you the story about how I learned about that, right? About how I was in Baton Rouge.
Okay, we need a timeout. Come back. You know what? I have many years and beers under me. I'm sure you have, but I'm pretty sure nobody will care if you tell it again.
All right.
Fair enough?
Sure.
When we come back, story time with Olin. Here on the Louie Bellina Show, inside the Charles Schwab studio. Here on the Louie Bellina Show, presented by CC Electric on the Zone.
Your home for Aggie football is the Zone 1150 AM and 93.7 FM.
The Louie Bellina Show, inside the Charles Schwab studio. It is Tuesday. And, well, Olin Buchanan's a part of what we do Tuesdays. I got a text message, and then you have a story.
Yeah, let's go.
It is from Wade in Snook, who says, hey, Opie, who do you see as the number one running back at the end of the season for A&M? So he wants you to think 6 months into the future and predict who A&M's running back starter will be at the end of the season.
Yeah, I still think it's going to be Ruben Owens. I really like the kid, Damari Morrow. I love him a lot. And I'm really interested in this KJ Edwards. He looks like he's a lightning bolt. But I think this is going to be a big year for Ruben Owens.
I have no reason to doubt it. I don't know if I've seen enough to buy it.
Okay.
He has that fall down ability that doesn't work really great for running backs.
Got to get better.
So
he's a big play guy. He may be a guy that if they can find somebody else, I'm not. And again, I think he's worked hard. He understands that he's got to run with more power. I think he's gotten bigger, but they may have to find somebody to bring in on short yardage. But he can go 30, 40 yards with it. We've seen it happen multiple times.
I think if the
And
passing
he's a
game,
good catch. He's a good receiver out of the backfield too.
I think if the passing game is at the level that it should be and could be, that the running game will flourish because you can't load up to stop the run.
Yeah.
And it, I don't want to say Mike Leach, but many of those type of passing games, the running game gets free yards because you can't have run-stopping personnel on the field ever, or they're going to throw the ball on you. So You're basically in a pass D the whole time. Therefore, you get to run for chunks at a time because you never have run D stopping personnel on the field.
So I'm going to go with Reuben Owens.
He could have a huge year. And I've shared why I believe that's so. Because if the passing, because if they ever have to step back and be a running team, that's not going to happen. I don't think they're built that way.
Well, Holman Wiggins told me he wants to still be a run-first team. And obviously his point was just because I'm was a receivers coach, don't think that means I want to come around and throw it around all the time.
Okay, look, I understand that statement. But like for me, there's a reality check with this. It's not because he's a wide receivers coach. But if we're ranking all the best parts of your offense, 4 of the first 5 are wide receivers and quarterback. That's why you're a pass-first offense. It has nothing to do with it because he's a wide receivers coach. If you want to obviously ignore your best weapons and be run-first, that's a choice. But there's no way to be a run-first team when your best weapons are your wide receivers and quarterback. You're intentionally minimizing your best weapons.
Unless your quarterback is involved in that run.
And he's not, and he never will be.
Well, he was 2 years ago.
But at this point in his career,
let's see.
And where if he gets injured, your season is over.
Well, you can say that every time.
Well, but you've seen the evolution of him.
I think you'll see him run more. I think you'll see him more involved in the running game.
I think run first ignores your weapons.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, I know.
He might have, Holman might have been just trying to snooker me.
I hope so. I hope he looked at you and said, "Nah, I ain't giving you nothing today.
Maybe.
I'm going to send you on the wrong trail."
Seemed like a really good dude, though. Yeah. We'll see. I think they like to be able to run the football. And if you can run the football, you said that about the pass. If you have a passing game, it works the other way too. If you can run it, the passing game, passing opportunities open up. So,
I think the general talent level of SEC defenses make running the ball pain. Where I think passing, you can use space as a friend.
I think depends on your personnel.
Which A&M's personnel is wide receivers and quarterback.
They got them. I've seen Georgia win a couple of national championships by running the ball and playing.
And their
defense.
personnel is what? 2 NFL running backs, NFL tight ends. That's their personnel.
They've had some NFL receivers too.
Yeah, they always have the one so that when they run the play action
Pickens,
and everybody bites. Yeah. But that's not A&M's personnel. They're not
we'll see
built that way.
We'll see how it goes. But I do think it'll be. I think Reuben will have a good year.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm pro on that. Now, you had a story.
No, it was just like
you had a story.
So, all right. So, 2023, A&M plays at LSU. You remember it's an afternoon game, and my son, as you know, was in a frat at LSU. Well,
8 years.
There was, it seemed like it. There was this one young man, is one of the frat brothers. He was from Nashville, went to high school with Marcel Reed. And his name's Cabe. I got to know him pretty well. And this kid is completely absorbed. All he cares about is sports. His goal in life is to someday be the general manager or the player personnel director of the Titans, right? We all want to do that.
Nice dreams. Oh, yeah, I love it. Sure. That's a real dream.
But I mean, he just lives the way, the way we used to be before we got old, crusty, veteran, jaded guys. So anyway.
Before we became media.
Yeah. So he always wants to talk to me about sports constantly when I visit my son. Like, he's a great kid, so yeah. Anyway, so I get a call from Billy Lucci after the game. Because you know as well as I do, if Billy don't know it, it hadn't happened yet. So Billy gives me a call. He says, and I was at the Airbnb my wife and I got I wasn't staying with the TexAgs crew because we went there to
Be with
see
your
our
son.
son. So he calls me and he says, "Get a story done on A&M hiring Mark Stoops." I'm like, "Stoops? Get it done. Have it ready for tomorrow." So I just start banging out a story, going on Wikipedia and going on the UK media, find all the information I can put together about Stoops. And within 10 minutes after Billy's call, while I'm working on it, I get a text message from this kid who got my phone number from my son. And he says, "Can you believe that they're hiring Mark Stoops?" I'm like, "How does this kid know?" So anyway, I just...
The leak.
Whatever, I answered something quick. "Yeah, I'm working on the story. Have a great night." Anyway, finished the story. By now, it's probably 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock. My wife and I, we go to bed. So I wake up at 6 like I do all the time. And I don't know about you, but the first thing I do when I wake up is I grab
Check
my
the
phone.
phone every time.
And I have all these messages.
I want to know if the station burnt down or not.
And I have all these messages from this kid. Send them to me like 4 in the morning. Can you believe the Stoops thing fell through? I'm like, "It fell through." What do you mean it fell through? In about
Your brother's sports friend is notifying you of your job.
right. And about 15 minutes later, I get a message from Billy Lucci saying, "Get a story ready on Elko." What has happened in the last 6 hours?
That's your fault for sleeping.
Yeah, you're right.
That's pretty good.
And so I wrote the article on Elko while Irma drove, and I'm in the passenger seat of my truck. Just got the laptop in my lap.
So somewhere you have an unused Mark Stoops to A&M story?
Yeah, absolutely.
Somewhere in your laptop?
I'm sure I deleted it since, but there was...
Why? That would have been a classic.
Yeah.
Seriously, that could have been a...
But I was happy to write the Elko story because he was the guy. I couldn't understand why anybody would think differently unless you thought you could get DeBoer, to which I could understand why, because he was so...
Okay, the DeBoer thing was weird to me. I'm not going to lie to you. And, everyone... 10 people listen to me, so there's 10 witnesses. I didn't have DeBoer on my S list. And I didn't have him at the top of the B list. Because the way I had it, I think there was 2 coaches on that dream list. And I forget who they were. I think maybe I said get Nick Saban out of retirement. I don't know.
Everybody says that.
Whatever, right? And Elko. And I know everybody says now Elko, but Elko was the one that I thought was the reality one. I thought Elko was, when you don't get the 2 guys on the S list maybe, you just go hire Elko and get it done with. Because he was the best defensive coordinator during his entire time at A&M. Him and Dave Aranda were the only 2 best DCs in the country at the time. And I'll take that right now.
I just thought back then, I said, Elko was my pick. I understood if you were interested in DeBoer, but Elko was my pick.
Well, the weird part is I understood, but I never would have hired DeBoer over Elko. And he's not on my S tier either. Therefore, no. DeBoer was no.
I was like, DeBoer
was
like whatever. If that's what you think, I get it. I get it.
And DeBoer's only coming to you as an escape hatch because they were running him out of Tuscaloosa. I don't want that coach.
No. He was at Washington.
Oh, was that that line? Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
That was 3 years ago. Is that right?
Yeah.
You're right. My bad. I'm blending things.
So I understood it. Hey, he just played for the championship.
You're right.
But beyond that, I thought Elko's been here. He
would only come here because he wants to.
He excelled here and he wanted to be here.
He'd been here
and he wanted to.
He knows all the challenges. He knows skeletons. And I said that at the time. He knows skeletons. He's only coming back because this is a job he wants. And he thinks he can build his championship and legacy.
And he got here like the first day he fired 2 deadweight coaches. And then the second day he made a meeting with the Texas High School Coaches Association board to repair some damage that Jimbo had done.
Olin, thank you. Always do. Dude, it is fun to just hang out with you.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Go enjoy the countdown to SEC Media Days. I'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
When we return, Community Spotlight, Twin City Mission joins me on the Louie Bellina Show inside the Charles Schwab studio. Tuesday on The Zone.
The Money Machine. The Money Machine. The Money Machine. Back to school. Your next chance to win $5,000 begins July 27th.
That's unbelievable.
At Zone1150.com.